Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you kind of sort of a recipe because I don't really have a specific amount of things I put in it, but I'll show you how I do it. In here is about 2 pounds of ground meat, and then we're making hamburger soup, but my family does it with meatballs. So Mike, Macaroni Pop, I'll show this to you or let you watch it and see what you think of what I do. Okay, and I'm just going to make up the meatballs and then I have to cook them, so we'll stop in the middle and stuff. So like I said, 2 pounds of ground meat and then 2 eggs. Take them and put them in here. And then I like to use Italian style breadcrumbs. I got these at Aldi's. And then I just put some in there. And then there's onion powder. Just put some of that. And meat tendorizer. And just put a little bit of that in there. And this is garlic salt. Let's put a little bit. And then some parsley flakes. And then I put in some Lowry's seasoned salt. Not too much because I'm not a big fan of salt. And of course some pepper. And then I'm going to mix this up and I'll come back when I'm done. Bye. Okay, so I mixed up, as you can see, and now I'm going to just make bite-sized meatballs. And I used 2 pounds of ground meat to make this mixture. This is the same mixture that I use when I make spaghetti and meatballs. So what I'm actually doing is probably making about double of it because I'm going to make bigger meatballs and then freeze them so that next time we have spaghetti, I already have the meatballs made. So I only have to get my hands gooed up once for 2 meals. But I'm just making these little meatballs here, like that. And as you can see, I try to keep them about bite size or whatever. Okay, I'll finish making these meatballs and then I'll show you them in the pan and how I cook them there. I'll be right back. Anybody want a shake? Again, as you can see, in the pan are the meatballs. Some are bigger, those are the ones I'm going to put away for. And then here I've got about 1.5 cups of water. And then I just take that and put it in with the meatballs and put the lid on it. And I put it up pretty high, about 7.5 or 8 if you have an electric range. If not, I would say about 3/4 of the way on gas. And then we're just going to let those simmer. And while those are simmering, I will put together the rest of the ingredients. I'll be right back with that. Okay, now we're going to start putting the soup together. And to do that, I use 2 cans of tomato soup. This is our local, kind of sort of like the generic brand. It's called Spartan. And you're just going to take and put those into your pan. Depending on how our family mostly uses those. Oops, slop everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off this pan, and then you're gonna put 2 cans of milk to go along with the soup just like you'd make it on the stove. That's just whole milk I used, but you can use skim milk if you want to make the recipe less fattening or you have health issues. That's why I should use 2% or skim. And if it were just for me, I would, but the rest of my family prefers whole milk, so that's what I make it with. Okay. Meatballs are back here getting started. Put the milk in the fridge. Okay, then you want to take a spoon and just, I love this big pan that my grandmother gave me. I use it to make my chili and soups in it, even though I don't make half as much as what goes in here. Except for around, I don't know, Thanksgiving time and I have leftover turkey. I'll make some stuff in here, make a whole lot of it, and as some of you have seen, we make some food that's left over from us or whatever that we do not want to waste and we want to share with people. We'll take it down into Grand Rapids to the homeless shelters and the women's shelters and pass it out. Okay, so once that's in there, then you can just add other ingredients, which I'm putting this big onion and it's cut into quarters like this, which I've done already. I prepared all my vegetables. Thank you, Humper. As you can see, he brought us some of these big onions when they were here for dinner. And I'm just going to go ahead and place them in here like that. And the reason that I do it that way is because my husband, who's filming right now, camera guy, does not like onions. So that keeps them in one big thing and then he doesn't have to worry about it. And this is a can of peas and they're drained off and rinsed off. And I don't know if you people rinse off your vegetables when you buy cans of vegetables, but you need to. There's a lot of salt in them and stuff that doesn't need to be in there. And then this is a can of carrots. And then we'll just put those in there. Take my bowls out of here, and then the last thing that I have that needs to go in there are some potatoes with the skins on that I've already cut up. I'm just draining the water off of them.